Today, let's dive into a question that intrigues many fans. Was Daenerys Targaryen actually attracted to Jorah Mormont in the books? Their relationship is complicated, filled with loyalty, unspoken desires, and often subtle tension. In A Song of Ice and Fire, Jorah Mormont becomes one of Daenerys' most devoted followers, fiercely loyal to her as she grows into her role as Khaleesi and Queen. But, was there any genuine attraction on Daenerys' side? Or was it purely one-sided? To understand this, let's explore the bond they share and the moments that hint at a deeper connection. In the beginning, Daenerys sees Jorah as a trusted advisor, someone who supports her when she feels vulnerable or uncertain. After Drogo's death and as she assumes leadership, she grows to rely on him as a source of strength. However, Jorah's feelings for her go beyond mere loyalty. They're filled with passion and longing. As Daenerys evolves, she senses this, even if she doesn't openly reciprocate. In A Clash of Kings, we see one of the most memorable moments between Daenerys and Jorah. He reaches out to touch her face, his hand lingering. He tells her he'd die for her, and Daenerys feels the intensity of his gaze. Although Daenerys is young and somewhat naive, she feels a certain allure in Jorah's words, in the warmth of his loyalty, and in his eyes that are filled with the kind of admiration that makes her heart flutter, if only for a moment. There's a subtle, unspoken tension building. When they're alone, Jorah often uses endearing terms, calling her Khaleesi or my queen, in a tone that borders on the intimate. He's not just swearing loyalty to a ruler, he's admiring a woman he deeply desires. Daenerys, though aware of it, chooses not to fully acknowledge it, partly because she still holds her position as queen above any personal attraction she might feel. However, she doesn't completely ignore his advances. In fact, she occasionally allows herself to imagine a life with someone who admires her as much as Jorah does, even if she never fully admits this to herself. In A Storm of Swords, this connection between them gets even more complex. During a particularly vulnerable moment, Daenerys looks to Jorah for reassurance and comfort, and Jorah takes the opportunity to express his desire more directly. He tells her she is the most beautiful woman in the world, and even though Daenerys is surprised, she doesn't pull away from him immediately. She's conflicted, feeling a mixture of comfort and a touch of unease, realizing that Jorah's feelings run much deeper than she's let herself admit. There's no explicit romance, but the subtext is powerful enough to show that Daenerys is at least affected by his attentions. Now let's talk about a moment from A Dance with Dragons. When Daenerys receives Daario Naharis as a suitor, Jorah's jealousy becomes even more intense, and he warns Daenerys about Daario, saying he is not worthy of her. There's a possessiveness in Jorah's tone, a kind of protective jealousy that Daenerys senses. She knows Jorah's concern is both about her safety and his own desire to be close to her, even if she doesn't fully reciprocate. While she eventually starts a relationship with Daario, the admiration from Jorah adds a layer of complexity to her decisions, as she's torn between the impulsive allure of Daario and the steady, unwavering loyalty Jorah offers. One of their most intense conversations happens when Jorah finally admits his love for her. He tells her that he would give up everything for her, that he only lives to serve her. Daenerys, at that moment, feels the weight of his words and her own conflicted feelings. She's drawn to his loyalty, but doesn't feel the same romantic attraction he does. This moment is charged with emotion, as Jorah's longing is palpable, and Daenerys' response is filled with sorrow and sympathy, knowing she can't reciprocate his love. Ultimately, in the books, Daenerys does feel a certain connection to Jorah, one that's rooted in gratitude and perhaps a touch of attraction, though it never becomes explicitly romantic. She deeply values his presence and relies on his loyalty, but her ultimate focus is on reclaiming the Iron Throne. The physical and emotional attraction Jorah feels toward Daenerys is clear, but Daenerys holds back, knowing that her destiny lies beyond any personal desires. So, was Daenerys truly attracted to Jorah in the books? Not in a straightforward way. She respects and even admires him. And at times, she may feel the intensity of his affection, but ultimately, her relationship with Jorah remains unfulfilled. There's a quiet sorrow to it, a mutual understanding that, despite Jorah's devotion, Daenerys' heart belongs to her quest, her people, and her role as the mother of dragons. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more upcoming videos.